Okay, it's time for the movie review with our passionate movie reviewer, and we call it Around the Movie Block with The Rock. And here he is, Rocco Pasafume.
Thank you very much, Howie. The movie I have for you this week is Night School. It is directed by Malcolm D. Lee, and it stars two of the biggest stars of the African-American community, Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. It's about a group of troublemakers that are forced to attend night school in order to pass the GED exam out of high school. Kevin Hart has definitely become one of the most popular comedians in America today. The problem with Kevin Hart, though, unfortunately, is that even though Kevin Hart is like a presence as an actor, the movies that he makes don't always back up his, considerable talents. I mean, we've seen in the past, we've done, movies like Ride Along or, Central Intelligence Agency with The Rock and all that. But we've seen over and over again is that despite his talent, what he plays doesn't always, it betrays his level of skill as a comedian. And with Tiffany Haddish, that's sort of surprisingly so. This is sort of more of that aspect. I mean, this goes back to the fact that it takes more than really good stars to make a movie work. You need to have a good movie that, rises up to that. And unfortunately, this movie does not quite rise up to that. It's not that funny, unfortunately. There's not a lot of funny moments in this movie that really makes this engaging. You don't really feel like a sense of real connection with the characters, and you don't feel like a real sense that they really mind the story for laughs. So, unfortunately, it's just one of those cases where, you have two great stars, but they're not given much to work with. And you could have, and that's like a fundamental problem I've seen with comedies in the last couple of years, is that we have great talent. We have The Rock, we have Kevin Hart, but the movies just don't really back them up, unfortunately. And in many cases, you have movies that are relatively forgettable as a result. So I feel like this particular film rises up to that, unfortunately. So I feel like overall, I think this is most people, in America, star power is a big part of why movies work. But unfortunately, star power can only go so far. And I feel like in this regard, you need to have a good script, and you need to have a good idea, something that will engage the public. And I don't feel like this really engages the public. It's occasionally funny, but I feel like it doesn't really sustain itself to create a really memorable movie. So overall, I give Night School 2 out of 5 stars. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Rocco.